Hey guys, it's James with the Fourth Wall Republic, back with another flag video. Give me a second. Back with another flag video. This is my first and only solid color flag on my channel, and this is a solid black flag. Now, I've never done solid color flags on my channel before. There are plenty of them out there for different colors: green, yellow, red, black, white, whatever. They're not really, too many of them don't really have a meaning, unless you're a NASCAR fan. Now, if you're a NASCAR fan, most every flag I just named has a meaning. But the black flag actually has a little bit military history as well as NASCAR history behind it. So I'm going to go over both. I'll start with the military history that I know, and then go into the redneck NASCAR history. So the military history of the black flag is as follows. Black flags were used in combat on land to show that there would be no quarter and no mercy given to enemy troops. They were used by the military of just about everybody. Not one specific, just about everybody. One famous example of a black flag I can think of, this isn't a pure black flag, was the Quantrill Raiders Civil War flag, which was a solid black flag, as you see here, just with a tiny white Q in the corner. That might get a video if I get my hands on that flag. But the black flag itself was used by troops on land to signify no quarter would be given and no mercy would be shown. And the black flag really took off in the 16 and 1700s during the golden age of piracy. While there are many examples of what we commonly refer to as a Jolly Roger, one well-known example of what we refer to as a Jolly Roger black flag featuring skull and bones, many historians thought that early pirates, instead of having skull and bone designs, would just simply use a solid black flag. Now, I'd have to find references for this, but it was thought that that would be easier than designing skull and bones on everything. Back during the age of piracy, it was considered a illegal offense to own a black flag of any kind, because a black flag signified that you yourself partook in piracy or being a pirate. Excuse me. Now, more modern, while the black flag did have its roots in the war, or many wars, and piracy, there was another thing the black flag was used for, but I'll get into that in a minute. In the days of pirates, the black flag itself was used to represent plague, illness, and sickness on a ship. It was a signal to stay away. So therefore it became a signal of fear that the pirates heavily leaned into. Now, like I said earlier, it is also used in NASCAR. A black flag in NASCAR is used to represent that a specific driver has had a violation of some kind and must come to the pits to serve a penalty. Whether it be a speed violation or a safety violation is up to interpretation, the person waving the flag. But that's about all it does in NASCAR, is represent a violation that the driver, one specific driver usually, not the whole field, must come into the pits to resolve and serve a penalty for. But the black flag itself was a real popular flag during the 16 and 1700s, as I said, because it struck fear in the Royal Navies of that day. And while there are many examples of, or a good example, Jolly Roger Skulls and Bones, like I said, the earliest pirate flags were just simply thought to be solid black flags with zero design on them. If I find actual examples, just the black flag being you edited in the video. If not, oh well. But this is the only solid color flag I have ever reviewed on my channel. And I might add more solid color flags just for my NASCAR collection. I know I said I'd never have a white flag on here, but if I do a NASCAR collection, then that has to break that rule. So this has been a small history of the solid black flag and the places it was used. Like, comment, subscribe. We don't only break the fourth wall, we shatter it. Now, I did say earlier in the video that pirates used the black flag to strike fear in the Navy. I should give a better example of how they exactly did this. How they did this was they would do something called false flagging or something like that, where they'd fly a nation's colors until they got close enough to your ship. But once they got close enough to your ship, they took and they would lower the false nation's colors, which means I'm going to give an example here. Say they're pirates from like France or whatever, or England. Then they would fly a country's flag until they got close enough to your ship, or usually their own country's flag, maybe another country's flag, until they got close enough to your ship to actually be a threat or do something. Now, when they got close enough to your ship, they would take and lower the country's flag they were flying and raise their solid black flag, which would mean surrender to us. We don't want to harm you. Oh, is your whatever you got on board. And this usually worked. But that's how the black flag worked in the age of piracy. We'd only break the fourth wall, we shatter it.